Hey y'all, this is Ken from Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Dream Makers out of Wasilla, and part of this great Trailblazer project. I'm thankful for that. Jamin, thank you for letting me be a part. I'm going to be looking at the properties in the Susitna North area, primarily looking at Willow and Talkeetna. So looking at our inventory, we're looking at the properties that we have on the market currently, which is still up from our COVID years, down from the previous years. Last month we were at 36. This month we're down a little bit at 32 in terms of the properties that are inventory in the Willow Talkeetna area. So looking at this chart, this is a first in the history going back to 2015. There were 0 properties sold in the Willow Talkeetna area over this past month of February. The month before was 2, which was actually in keeping, not too far off of the lows of the years previous, but we've never had a year where nothing sold, which is really kind of surprising to look at. So residential units, nothing sold. So looking at chart number 3, it remains unchanged from the month before, where the property values that we sold were at $280,000. So that was the average price sold, and it has remained unchanged. Chart number 4, we're looking at the land, and this is including both those properties that are off-grid as well as those that are on the road system. And as we look at the properties this year, back in January it was 130, in February it was 127, and so that is, we're continuing to really track down. The properties on the market are not as much as we've had in the past, really at any point. Going back to April, we had them at 127, which was also a low. So we're at low inventory when it comes to the Willow Talkeetna area. As we look at chart number 5 and looking at what's happening in the Matanuska-Susitna Borough, the Susitna North area, we are down from last year, but still higher than the previous years. January, the units sold was 9. This last month was 7, which is still, those are high. So land is still moving and on the market, even though the inventory is less, that's still of great interest. And we have just a 4.6% increase. So as we look at the properties that have sold, they've been just over $60,000 has been the average sale price that we've been looking at, which is a 4.6% increase. That's in terms of percentage wise, that's down from the previous 2 years, but we're still looking at a huge increase from the years prior to COVID. So land is still going up in price and still moving. So not a lot that's happened in February. Again, not surprising. We've had a lot of snow, a lot of things going on in as far as it relates to weather, so a lot of folks really not getting out. It's a difficult time to look at both homes and cabins as well as property in the Susitna North area. So I wouldn't say any of this is really something surprising. It's keeping with the issues as we're relating across the spectrum of low inventory. So, but there still is land to be had, that's for sure, and there's still properties that are on the market. So and I expect that that's probably going to start to increase here in March and April, and certainly May. More properties are going to hit the market as well.